Hey, everybody, Mari Cockrell here, Communications and Marketing Director for the City of Abilene. And we are talking with Jennifer Pacheco here in today's episode. She is the coordinator here for the City of Abilene and Keep Abilene Beautiful, that entire program. She helps make so much of that magic happen. And there's a lot to share and talk about with Jennifer as we especially move into the spring season. You may have caught our previous episode as we talked specifically about solid waste, littering, keeping our area as trash free as possible, and that a big part of that responsibility is really on all of us to bag and tie our trash. And so we're going to kind of continue a part of that as we are coming out of what we're actually recording this just as we head into Earth Day weekend. But of course, hopefully every day is Earth Day. So Jennifer's here with us, and we're going to talk all through these things with Keep Abilene Beautiful. Hi, Jennifer.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hello, hello. Well, thank you for being with us. And yeah, let's first kind of kick off a little bit just because here Friday, Saturday, were tire amnesty days. Some, a lot of folks listening to this may have missed it, which is fine. There's still things we can talk about what we can do with that. But tell us a little bit about your role and then get us right into what to do with these tires.
Yes, definitely. So I help coordinate everyday functioning for Keep Abilene Beautiful, from cleanups to beautification projects and events like tire amnesty. And so there are places that you can recycle your tires any day of the week. And I believe even on certain Saturdays. It's the Environmental Recycling Center. Now, normally it's a small charge, around $4 a person, or per tire, I should say. You can also bring larger tires, and they cost more, that sort of thing. But the past weekend, we kind of had a promo basically going on where you could drop off up to 8 tires for free. And so we try to do that once or twice a year. And the reasoning, these tires definitely this time of year and then leading into summer, they will harbor water. And in that water is where mosquitoes lay their larvae, and they're unsightly. So we try to give opportunities for the citizens of Abilene to take care of those. So,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of what I do, is just help promote and talk about those cool events that we do.
Yeah, you don't realize those are those sneaky little spots. Like you said, just water
Yes.
collects and you may have a mosquito problem in your backyard. And
Mhm.
it's unfortunately the source is right there.
Yes.
So yeah, Environmental Recycling Center, that is just off of Treadway, correct?
Yes, it's right on Oak, and it is just a little ways down. And they take all kinds of things besides just tires. They also do, old cans of paint that you need to get out of your garage. They also have a little, like a cute little red old school building looking barn, and teachers or community members who work with kids can come and get like free the used rolls of toilet paper, paper towels, and paint that's still usable, and all kinds of things, and that's free there. And so it's a great recycling place, and we're excited that we have it in our community.
Yeah, it's pretty cool what the guys and the team members out there have done
They're awesome. Yeah.
yeah, it's fun. And it's like, oh, we've got this over here. We've got that over there. And that's another thing where, a few years back when we had to move back from recycling, I believe it was it plastic or aluminum?
Plastic.
Plastic, right? And people got this idea that we don't recycle in Abilene, which is not the case. There is recycling happening. And we've talked actually last previous week with solid waste to kind of understand a little bit more about recycling. Really just has so much to do for us as we're physically located, what the market is for people to really understand. Whatever we collect as a city to recycle has to go to the facility. And if we don't have a facility for that here, there has to be someone who's willing to take the stuff.
Correct.
Take it out. And then now we're talking about the business of who will take the things and they can sell it for something to make it worth just the cost of getting it to the place.
Right.
So unfortunately, as much as the city would love to be collecting all things all the time, if there's no one for us to take it to,
right,
there's not much we can do. But there are a lot of things you can still recycle, and we won't go fully through that. We did have a lot of that in the last
Mhm.
episode. But the guys out there at the ERC, as we like to call it, Environmental Recycling Center, have done a really good job, and they are super helpful.
Right.
Yeah.
There, no matter what we're doing or working with, if it's, from plastic to cardboard to aluminum and metals or old paint, hazardous materials that you use to clean within your home, we have to just make sure that we're reusing them where we can and, getting rid of them in the right places. And so
Right.
that's what's great about the ERC.
And, that gets me on a little bit of a, I don't want to call it a soapbox, because I know for me it was a educational
Yeah.
point as well. And it was when we had all this sort of information about recycling with plastic changing, and realizing everywhere, this is not just an Abilene thing, that just because you're maybe even selling recyclable items to a company does not mean it makes it all the way to being recycled. And there's just a real kind of reality out
Mhm.
there. But what it all did to me is point back to the fact that we should really be focused on reusing and reducing. The
Yes.
recycle part is actually, not as big. And what it is, and myself included, fully guilty of, it is so much easier to be able to say, well, I threw this in this recycle bin and I recycle and I'm great. So talk to me about how great I am. But it's much bigger challenge to reducing reuse
Mhm.
and not be throwing away as much. Then enter COVID, because COVID happened after that. And we have so much disposable with the takeout,
Everything.
and I'm still right there with it. Or even just frustration when I would, for example, as I go grocery shopping and I'm buying shampoo bottles,
Mhm.
and I'm like, but I don't have an option. Like, what, what else I mean, unless I'm going to
Right.
go make my own shampoo at home, which I'm just going to be realistic about. I don't do that.
No, me neither. And
Yeah.
I think, that's where you can always look at, okay, what are ways that I know that work for me? Like, I can totally collect my aluminum Coke cans, no longer drink soda out of a plastic bottle and always go for the can, and then collect those aluminum cans and turn them in. And so those are simple ways that we can hopefully make up for the footprint, our plastic footprint that we are putting on the earth. And so, but yeah, it's hard. Even the grocery sacks at the grocery store, remembering to put those the reusable ones back in my car.
Oh yeah. Right.
But yeah. Anyways, it's a thing, and we can do it. But you're right; we have to focus on first reducing, and then second reusing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm feeling so positive right now. If you are looking for a positive thing to do to pitch in, whether it is because maybe you've driven around and you've seen trash that's moved about because our wind, and maybe we're not all bagging and tying our trash. And it is windy here, so it does add to that for us.
Mhm.
But if you're seeing that, or if you got a group of coworkers or kiddos probably that might want
Mhm.
to do something positive, reaching out to you is a great way to organize a cleanup.
Absolutely. So that is the bread and butter of what Keep Abilene Beautiful does here in town. We will help facilitate and coordinate all the steps to host a cleanup. We call it our community cleanup champions. You just have to shoot us an email, Keep Abilene Beautiful at abilenetx.gov, and we will start working with you and talking with you about locations. What location would you like to clean up? We've got all different types of opportunities for you. And really, we break it down based off of your group. We have a group of Dias Airmen who like to volunteer when they can. And so they like to take on a little bit more of a challenging area. And so they really work in our creeks and down in the areas that can get a lot more dirty.
Mm.
Whereas we've got some great scout groups where the kids and the youth are working on their leadership skills. And so they might be actually the coordinators of
Oh,
an
cool.
event. And so, in that type of situation, a park is really great for them. We know it's going to be safe, less hazards, more adults' eyes on the children, that kind of thing. And so, that's the first step, is kind of figuring out where. And of course, second is when, and that's really up to you and the weather. And so once we've got those narrowed down, it comes down to the supplies. And that's something that we provide free of charge to all of our groups. We include safety vests, we include the trash grabbers, we also include gloves, and we have multiple types of trash bags that we send depending on what type of place you're cleaning, even including net bags for waterway cleanups like at Lake Kirby or Cedar Creek waterways. And so we check all of that out to you. We even include some other fun goodies and sometimes freebies and things like that, t-shirts, whatever we can to just incentivize and celebrate everyone who's working. And this is what goes back to what you said, Mari. It's all up to us. It's up to us to clean our areas, clean our environment, clean our neighborhood, clean our parks, clean, any kind of street or any area that is the West Texas wind has taken charge of and blown litter all around. And so that's the last part. We'll kind of set up with you to pick up those supplies, or we even have a cleanup trailer. It's a big trailer, got a lock on it with a little code. We will deliver it to your location if you have over 50 volunteers.
Oh, nice.
And it's available. It does get booked pretty often. And then we'll deliver it there. All you have to do is show up, unlock it, clean. We take care of permits if they're required. We also take care of picking up that trash after you're done with solid waste and taking it to the proper places if it's a tire that needs to be recycled or whatever. And so we take care of all of that for you. And so it's a great, awesome, free program, and we have a lot of groups that participate and take advantage. I've got church groups, youth groups, as I've mentioned, scouts. We've also got different groups from all of the universities in town participate, and then sometimes just businesses. Abilene Bone and Joint is doing a cleanup. We have a group of friends who just think it's fun and want to organize cleanups, and so they do. And so we got all types of people, all types of groups, big and small, that participate, and it's free.
Oh, that's cool. And it all starts just by emailing Keep
Yep.
Abilene Beautiful at
Yep.
AbileneTex.gov.
Yeah, we're working on some new different kind of like a menu that shows you all the locations, so you can kind of do that, and getting that up on the website. But right now we're just old fashioned, getting it done and getting you on the calendar. So
That's funny. Side note, I decided to play You've Got Mail last night with my 8-year-old daughter. And I was like, because it's such a fun, cute movie. And so here I am explaining dial-up internet. Here I am explaining why, pen pal. But there's a point where I think I had to explain, it's like, well, but there used to be, it's funny. It's cool that she's excited to say you've got mail. It's kind of like as if you got real mail.
right.
Like, that's the same excitement now. Anyway, I digress. But yes. But it all starts with just our old school email of Keep Abilene Beautiful at AbileneTex.gov. And then as a lot of the interaction, are you just kind of by email coordinating with the folks too? So
yeah, really, that's the biggest thing. We go through email. That allows us to kind of just keep track and be able to check back in. We do, like this weekend, we have 7 cleanups scheduled, so that we do get overwhelmed in the spring and through all the way into the fall. Our downtime tends to be in the winter when it's cold or icy or that kind of thing, and so we do get booked up. And so it's easier to just, as soon as you want to do one, send us an email. And like I said, we get on the calendar. Sometimes you don't know the location until closer to. That's okay. We just want to get your group in and on the calendar.
Well, it's kind of cool that it's like, I can just shoot off an email and this whole thing can be set up that way. And then the next thing, you just show up at the location. It's not like you have to come sign something or, whatever. Fantastic. Okay. So other than a cleanup, and also they kind of connect with you the same way if they wanted to do one of these, like adopt a spot, the old school, like adopt a highway kind of thing.
Yeah, it works the same. We do call it adopt a spot because you can adopt a street, you can adopt a creek, you can adopt a school, a neighborhood. And so we call it a spot. Basically, when a group decides to do that, again, it can be any type of group. We have families actually that adopt a whole area, and we have churches and um, the different schools, Adams, and then Scouts. But once you decide you want to, it is a 2-year contract. It doesn't cost you anything, but you agree in that contract for those 2 years, you're going to clean your location 4 times a year. And usually it's quarterly. We try to give reminders and, some fun days where everyone might be cleaning. So we have all of our groups out on the same day, that kind of thing. And that's really it. You get the supplies, just like the community cleanup champions, and we provide any kind of assistance or help that you may need. And for that, you do get a sign that says, the Keep Abilene Beautiful Adopt a Spot, and then it'll have your organization, team, group, whatever's name that we'll put on underneath it, and that'll stay up for those 2 years. And of course, you get first right refusal. So if you decide you want to keep doing it, we've had some groups who Center Realtors has, had their area for years, and so that's a really great way to make an impact in your area, your town, your
Yeah.
place, your school,
Yeah. To talk about just how you can get engaged in a very easy, doable way and fit into your schedule. Of course, the Environmental Recycling Center, like you said, is always there. If you have any questions about something to recycle, holler to them. And like we're saying with our solid waste conversation prior, that there's also the Abilene Brush Center as far as getting rid of
Right.
appliances and big things that you just dump. They've got a big old dumpster there. You just dump it in
Mhm.
free of charge to residents, or if you've got brush and tree limbs and things like that to get mulch down. Do they still have it where you can come get mulch?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's
It's
nice.
free. Yeah. So they have they have it there. You can scoop it into your truck on your own. I think you could even schedule for maybe a
Mm.
delivery or something. I don't know. You'll have to check with them.
Double
But
check on that. I
yeah.
will.
But they have some great mulch for you. So
Yeah, at the Brush Center. All right.
mhm.
Keep on keeping Abilene beautiful. Thank you for your service, ma'am.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks again there to Jennifer for all her work with Keep Abilene Beautiful. And again, if you have any questions about some of those details about solid waste, for example, go to abilenetx.com. I'm sorry, abilenetx.gov / solid waste. You'll find on their page the direct number to call solid waste if you have any questions about pickup. And just that really big message we're hoping to drive home of bag and tire trash. That's one of the best ways to keep trash and litter from our community on street sides and places like that from the get-go. And if you have any questions, would like to go ahead and do a cleanup or adopt a spot or anything else, go ahead and email over to keepabilenebeautiful@abilenetx.gov.